Welcome back to Say How You Feel. I'm Say,
I'm Mo,
and
and
today,
today, do we have something ready for y'all? I'm talking about something that might you might have to break down and roll up, huh? No,
or
something
you can guzzle, pause.
or you might have to heat it up and s- stick it on a spoon. You know what I'm saying? Maybe put it in your veins, bitch. Today, if you
Oh
haven't
God.
seen what we're doing, we talk about drugs, man. We talk about drugs, the big drugs. Now,
Mm,
drugs. We both come from that era
mm-hmm,
of McGruff the crime dog, right?
mm-hmm.
And the
That's right.
Dare program and that fucking big ass lion. Say no to drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. Do they still have those programs? I can't. I don't
They
remember
do.
my kids coming home. My daughter has not come home once and told me anything about drugs. Not once.
I mean, they definitely do. I remember in the military, I was actually a part of it, like helping out with Dare and stuff like that. They do. They definitely do.
I feel like that shit did not steer me clear from drugs at all.
I think the shit actually kind of gravitates you towards it. Curiosity
Because the
aspect of
dude,
it.
the villain in the movies was always so cool. Hey, come on, little man, try it out, make you float.
Oh
I
my
remember
God.
my first experience with drugs for real. Like as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I've spoke about this before. Like marijuana, cannabis has always been a major part of my life, even as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what cannabis was at age that I don't really want to talk
Disclose.
about.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
But my first time smoking, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I was led into it with hey man, the video game, because video games was my shit. It's like it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
feel like you in the game, like everything gonna be cooler, like it's like you real life, like in the video game, like you actually playing as that character, like that's really you. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I'd be the fuck up. And that did not happen. I didn't go to the video game. Surprise. Um, I wasn't in the video game. It wasn't virtual reality or none of that shit. Like it was just me looking at a screen. And I was
Oh my
fucking up
God.
too because I was high. So it ain't like I was even good at the video game, you know?
Okay. Well, I know it's about to come next, but I'm gonna let everybody else know. So after that encounter, right, your experience with smoking, smoking weed, whatever, smoking marijuana. Sound like a fed, right? Marijuana,
You smoking
smoking.
marijuana. Is that what you
After your
doing?
first,
Who sold it to you?
oh my God, you stupid, bro. Anyway, after that first experience with you smoking, right? Tell me, did it really open up the floodgates? Did you want to keep trying it? How did that shit pan out?
Absolutely. Yeah. After that, man, it was I would smoke whenever, my older cousin came around, you know what I'm saying? That was always because he had started smoking at a young age too. He was nothing but 2 years older than me, you know.
Mm,
And so, I'm in the sixth grade, he's in the eighth grade, and he had older cousins that really got him into it. So when he would come around, we'd go burn, we'd go smoke, and then we come back and play the video game. And then,
mm,
that was like a, maybe once every 2 weeks type thing. But freshman year, Christmas vacation, is
mm.
when I became an everyday, all day, real life little fucking pothead.
Mm.
I don't want to say like it definitely took my it made me lazy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do shit but smoke. Like like I don't what if it wasn't about us going to get some weed, I'm not going nowhere, bitch. Like
Nah, I got you.
what? That's all we wanted to do was just chill and smoke and laugh, watch fucking TV.
Mm. Okay.
So I feel like drugs, cannabis in particular,
Hmm.
is one that could be very beneficial depending on the person and the way you use it, but really it depends because some people biologically cannabis just not is not a good fit for, you know.
Right.
Some people makes them sick, others
Hmm.
it worsens their symptoms, because
Hmm.
if you got depression and schizophrenia, I wouldn't use cannabis,
Oh
you know.
wow, that's actually okay. So I was want to tell you real quick. They saying that there's a connection between people that have, like, let's say, mental problems or mental health problems in their family. Smoking cannabis can actually fucking
Worsen.
expedite.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be smoking if you have those kind of issues in your family. Dementia, schizophrenia, all those other mental health issues, you should not be fucking smoking. It's gonna do the opposite for you. So,
Yeah,
little fun
but
fact. But yeah.
and tying back into drugs, like cannabis ain't the only drug, and other shit that we label as drugs. Shit, tobacco is a fucking drug. That's just addictive
Mhm.
as fuck. Alcohol is a
Alcohol.
drug. You know what I'm saying? Come on,
Yes.
coffee is a fucking drug if you use it the right way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's a fact. You ever gone through fucking caffeine withdrawals?
Hell no,
Bro.
I ain't never go that deep into the shit, but I'm sure you can just talk about that. You get the shakes, it just keep on calling me, man. It keep calling me.
Those caffeine headaches are bad, bro. Those caffeine headaches are fucking them shits are worse. I think they're worse than migraines, bro. Keep it real with you. Sometimes, like, you get, like, a real bad headache, oh my god. And I've done it before, you know what I'm saying? Even when fasting, if I'm doing, like, a fast, I still make sure I have my coffee. That's the one thing I do not remove from my diet under no circumstance. And by you don't have to if you're fasting. You can have 1 cup, right? Or, I think 8 ounces of coffee with no sugar, nothing. That's it,
Just
black. You can
black
have that.
coffee.
That's it. So, when I used to fast, man, I used to make sure, like, I will have that fucking coffee because I can't have nothing else.
My dog crushing coffee beans and snorting them shits straight to the source.
No,
Ugh.
yo, I mean, man, listen. So poison, man. They say pick your poison. My poison is alcohol. It's always been alcohol. I don't say alcoholism runs in my family, but for some reason, like my parents could drink. I mean, my dad, he stopped drinking almost 30 years ago. So, but when he did, I used to hear stories about how this mother he was like me, man, worse than me at some points from some of the stories I hear my older siblings tell. Like my dad used to drink, bro. And my mom too. She can fucking put him away. So I was just bred for drinking. And that's the truth. that that was it. If I was gonna do anything, it was gonna be drinking. My other two siblings, for my mom's side, my mom and dad, they don't drink like that. They're not drinkers. They don't fuck with smoking. They don't do none of that shit, honestly. So it's just me. Like actually, it's kind of gonna sound crazy, but um there was a time where like me and my mother wasn't so close. And you know what brought us together? It's gonna sound fucking crazy, but
Alcohol.
alcohol brought us together, bro. Alcohol brought us brought us closer. And the shit was funny because I vividly remember this shit. We were visiting family, right? And we're driving. So it was like, hey, she's like, let's stop here for a second and go into a liquor store so we can bring a bottle to the house. I said, all right, cool. So we go in and we're walking into the fucking liquor store. She probably doesn't even remember this story. And both of our eyes light up because we're looking at like all the different alcohol they have.
Oh my
And
God.
then I'm like,
That
yo,
is sad.
yo, oh shit. But nah, bro, wait, hear me out because this is good. I swear this is good. This is almost like almost 10 years ago, bro. It's a long time ago. But both of our eyes light up, and I was like, yo, let's see if they have that Crown Apple because this is right before Crown Apple came out. So that tells you that puts like a timestamp. That's like what 2015, 2016. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, a little bit less than, almost 10 years. But anyway, our eyes light up, and I was like, I remember saying this shit. She started laughing. I was like, yo, we're like kids. We're like kids in the fucking in a candy store on Christmas or some shit. She's like, I know. This is sad. She was like, this is sad. But what do you want? And we were just bouncing that shit off. And bro, honestly, that was it. Like, that's my buddy, man. We used to go to games together, right? We used to drink. She's like, yo, let's go to the bar and have a drink before we go here. I'm like, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? We used to talk, we used to chill. And like that is how our relationship, I say, got closer. I mean, it wasn't like we were fucking sitting around the houses drinking or whatever. It wasn't like we had to drink every weekend, but we would use alcohol, chill, relax, have a good time, talk, whatever. And then boom, we're that's it. But alcohol did kind of bring us closer. I mean, she doesn't drink as much as she used to now. She definitely does not drink as much as she used to. That's a fact. But at one point in time, we used to just drink, chill, have a good time, man. And it did help mend a lot of the shit that happened in the past. And it allowed me to put a lot of that shit behind me and us have a healthy mother and son relationship. So
Yeah.
that I
And
will say.
speaking of alcohol, it has brought out, some of my best and worst memories. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like me and my father's relationship. Me and dude, we've been pretty cool. We done had some tits and tiffs and taffs,
mm,
every once in a while. But this last rift that we had was definitely alcohol induced. It's
Mhm.
definitely alcohol induced. And after that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't really want to drink with you no more, man. It's like I don't I don't want to drink with you anymore. And now, the older I've gotten, hopping into the comedy scene, alcohol and stuff like that, those things that they kind of loosen you up, before you hop on stage. I really have cut my drinking down a lot.
Yes,
I
yes.
drank.
Mhm.
I've cut that shit down like so much. I drank a fraction of what I used to,
Yeah. No, I
and it's
agree. I can tell. I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
but it's just like alcohol just don't do it for me now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool, bro. I'm good on it. You know?
It's funny you say that because like, I'll go to your house or some shit, and I know if I'm going to your house, I must bring alcohol with me because you're not gonna you're not drinking like you used to. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have a personal bar at your crib. I mean, you do have a bar, but it's like it's not like you guys are sitting there drinking. There's some
Yeah.
shit there that's still there from your wedding. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
still there. So, and that's over a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Because and that's
That
cool.
fucking that cafe tequila, man. Oh, yuck.
The hey,
Yuck.
it's cool, bro. It's fucking cool. I don't know if it's still good, but it's definitely cool. And I listen. I think as I'm getting older, I don't drink as much either, bro. I could. At one point in time, I think there was a point in my time. There was a point in my life where I was drinking. And I could say, you know what, that was alcoholism. Like I was an alcoholic at that point. I
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
back, I can see it. You know, and I did have a lot of shit going on, bro. There's even a song by this guy, Jameson, so JMSN, and it's called Drinking. I'm gonna send this shit to you. I was listening to this on the way here, and he was just like drinking all the time. And I was like, and it's dope. But I was like, yo, that was me. And that shit, I felt it feels comfortable, right? Fuck it. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna do it. But now, all right, let's say now, like 8 years, 6 years later, I'm just like, I only drink on the weekends, man. Do I look forward to it? Yes. Cause it feels like I'm not gonna say I'm excited to drink, but I'm like, yes, I get to have a drink and I'll just get to chill. But during the week, I don't drink. And some would even say you don't have to drink every weekend, but I honestly like to drink during the weekend, man. It makes me feel like, okay, cool, you accomplished something this week.
And I
Kick your
was gonna
feet up
say,
and
and
chill.
to those who say you don't have to drink every weekend, I would tell them, mind your motherfucking business. This ain't got shit to do with you. Like, we worried about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I want to drink every day, that's what I want to do. You got to tell me when to drink. Um, One thing though, how
Hmm.
speaking of drugs, is there anything that you would be willing to try? Is there anything that you thinking about? Like, I
Yes.
know this sounds really horrible, but like, is there
No,
anything
no, no,
that's
yeah.
like, you know what?
So
I'd do that.
so I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go a little further back first, right? And then I'll tell you what I'm down to experience today, because before I wasn't. So growing up, although, like I said, my mom, she used to drink and shit, but there was a point in time where she used to smoke, right? Cigarettes. And I vividly remember her quitting. And when she quit, she was getting better, because this is like I was like maybe like 3 years old when she was smoking. So she stopped smoking and then strictly drinking, right? But growing up, because of that, because she started seeing the negative impacts of smoking, she would always instill in us, if I ever catch you smoking, I'm gonna beat your ass. And it's not even smoking weed, it's smoking cigarettes. She absolutely did not want us smoking cigarettes, bro. To her, smoking cigarettes was like doing heroin.
Damn,
So I swear to God, bro.
that's a
I
hell of a
swear.
fucking jump.
Bro, I swear. I don't know why, but she was just like, "Yo, if I ever catch you smoking cigarettes, I'm fucking you up on sight." Even I remember as a kid, like the little those little fucking
Candy
candy
cigarettes.
sticks.
Yeah.
Yes, bro, little candy cigarette that came in like a little Spider-Man box or some shit. I remember I think I had one of those and I pretended to smoke a cigarette. And when I tell you, she smacked the shit out of me, bro.
She beat
And
you
it
in
was
your
fat.
ass.
Nah, she's not even in my ass. She smacked the shit out of me, like smacked the taste out of my mouth, bro. And I was like, I just looked at her like, what the fuck? And you know how you hold your cheek, you like, did you just
That
hit me?
that shock.
Yes. I was like, what the fuck? So when I tell you about that, what did I tell you about that? I don't ever want to see you do some shit like that. And I'm just like, damn, she could have told me to stop. You didn't have to smack the shit out of me.
You have to
But
physically assault me. Jeez.
but that's how strongly she felt about that shit. So just think about that. So if she felt that way about cigarettes, how do you think she felt about anything else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was I think if you really think about it, looking back, that was probably really it was a smart move, man, on her part. I guess she really felt like cigarettes is the gateway to other shit, but truth be told, that's not how things work, right? Now that I'm older, I know that there's many different influences out there, not fucking cigarettes. But she was so strongly against it. And because of that, I always just like, you know what? I'm not open to try anything. I don't want to experiment in that way. I don't want to get lost in addiction. And I think that's what she was really I guess in her lifetime, she probably felt like addiction came from cigarettes. And I
And
was like, okay.
that's the real gateway, you know. But also, you got to think, you know, during this time where she was coming up, well, when you were a kid, what was
Mhm.
cracking back then? You see what I did
Mm.
there? What
Yeah,
was
I did.
cracking back then? You know,
Right.
so
Yes.
like, I would be fearful too of my kid, you know, doing anything. Like, hell no,
It's true.
I don't want you to be a crackhead.
It's true. It's fucking true. And you know what? I appreciate that. But so growing up, never had any interest. You know, I experiment with certain things, but it was never like I wanted more or I wanted to seek it or go out for it, even smoking. Like I would smoke. There was a point in time, like in high school, I was smoking and shit, but it wasn't like that was my life. You know what I'm saying? Or that's all I wanted to do. Nah, if anything was more drinking and getting fucked up and then, chilling, but that's as far as it went. So when I got older, still had no interest in wanting to experiment. And psychedelics was one of the biggest things. I was like, hell no, why would I want to hallucinate? What the fuck is the purpose of that? You know what I'm saying? Like all this other shit, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool on that. But as I continue to get older, right? And now we'll say this year especially, like this whole spiritual stuff and using stuff the right way, like listening to doctors and professors talk about the importance of psychedelics and drugs themselves used correctly. I was like, yo, that's something that I'm interested in. So it's not more so doing it to have pain
Not
relief or
recreationally, yeah.
yes, it's for a higher purpose. I'm like, yes, that is something I want to do. So to answer your question with that long ass explanation,
That shit
DMT
was long as hell.
and ayahuasca. Down to do those two things. Mhm.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it. I know in recent studies, you know, they have stated that, you know, things like psilocybin,
Mm,
you know, magic mushrooms, even ecstasy has been used, you know, to treat PTSD or depression, you know, and anxiety. I don't the whole anxiety thing. I don't know, man, because you do some shrooms and you start seeing little shapes and shit, and you you go deep down that rabbit hole. You know, it's a lot different. That shit is anxiety inducing. But hey, I wouldn't know that, guys. I don't know from experience. All right, I don't
Oh
know. I
god.
don't know anything about that stuff. But you know, they started like micro dosing and like really showing the going into the research and the benefits of what you know magic mushrooms can do for you. You know, and they
Mm,
say, I know you've heard of you watch Rogan, you know, the stoned ape, you know, where they say that the reason why we jumped from, you know, being ape
hunt
people,
yeah, hunter gatherers and
hunter
shit.
gatherers, to, you know, being an intelligent species is, you
Mhm,
know, mushrooms played a major part in that, or, you know, drugs played a major part in that. You know, when you out here
mhm.
looking for food all the time, you trying to see what's edible. Next thing you know, you done found a mushroom and some cow shit, and now you done talk to God for the past hour, you know? So,
Oh god, that's
or with
true though.
the burning bush, you know what
The
I'm
burning
saying?
bush.
What was the burning bush? It sounded like somebody got high and was hearing voices. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, hey, I am not going to question none of that stuff, but I can say we don't really have too much supporting evidence of it, but you cannot dismiss it. As we talked about, being pragmatic, you cannot dismiss the fact that that is a possibility and it's true,
Mhm.
which is why I'm interested in even fucking exploring in that because now it's exciting to me, but my biggest thing is that I want to do this in an environment where I feel comfortable,
Yeah, where
and that's going to be
you're
home.
where you're coached, you know, or well, I
Exactly.
was gonna say if we going down the rabbit hole, if we happen into DMT or ayahuasca or some shit like that, like
Mhm.
I need a shaman because I'm not doing that shit in my living room. I don't know what's gonna
I mean,
happen in this
yes.
living room.
I don't think you can. I think you need to have a control environment. I know for ayahuasca, you definitely need to do the ceremony. It's a ceremony that takes place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
And
DMT, you could definitely find DMT. You could smoke that
yeah,
shit if you want to.
yeah. But nah, that's those are the only things, man. And one of my biggest things I just want to know. It's funny because as I get older, I just want to know like what's out there. But as I just realized last night, there's so much here on this planet that we don't know. So much, especially when it comes to the ocean, which is wink wink our next conspiracy topic amongst many others. But there's so much about this ocean shit that I want to dive into as well, man. The
So
ocean's
what
a
you
scary
want
place.
to? I would say what you want to do some drugs and then just go research the ocean. Like you fuck around, have a panic attack, brother.
Imagine doing some drugs and then going in the ocean.
Shit. So what I was just thinking here, have you ever
Mm,
been in one of those float tanks, like a sensory deprivation tank where you just float?
nah, that should probably it probably creep me out too much. But
Uh,
I did hear though. Go ahead.
I've been a couple times to go float, and it's cool. That first time floating, um, I'm laying there in this salt water, and I'm literally floating. You know what I'm saying? I'm just weightless, and they got like these it's like the blue light that's inside of this damn tank. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I'm sitting there and like I got my eyes closed, but I can still see the blue hue through my eyelids. And
Mhm.
I started tripping. I had got so comfortable. I started tripping. That blue turned into like a green, then it went purple, and then the lights never change in the tank. It's always a blue light. But I
Mm,
legit, like I got so relaxed, so comfortable that I don't know if I was meditating or what, but I had zoned completely the fuck out. And then it got me
mm.
thinking, like, if I ever go floating again, like, why not do some shrooms before I hop in this tank? Like, what's the worst that could happen? I'm gonna drown? No, like you can't even go under the water because the salt content is so high. So, I'm just, I don't know, man. It's some dope shit, bro. It's
How big is the tank? I wanna try this. This sounds like
it, it is
interesting.
it is big enough for you to lay down and be laying completely down. Like
How deep is it?
it's about I want to say it's maybe less than a foot deep.
Okay.
Less than a foot deep. Like it's not super deep at all. Like when you
You could
stand it,
drown.
it you can't drown unless you face down in this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be face down. But if you laying on your back, like you float, you can't even go under the water because there's so much salt. You can't drop your body underneath the water.
Mm. I
You
got
just
you.
float. You're weightless. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It's a great experience. I would definitely say anybody that's listening, fuck it, man. Find you a float tank and just you ain't got to do it every day. You got to do it every week. Just go try it out one time. See how you like it.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna look this shit up as soon as we get off, actually. That's something I definitely would wanna try, you know what I'm saying? They do say, like, when you're doing something like that, when you, like, cut off your senses, especially and you're, like, just laying down like that, I've heard that you start to feel like you're moving around. Not astral projecting,
Bro,
but you know what I'm
I
saying? Like, some
started
stuff's moving around.
tripping, bro. I started tripping, bro. Like I real
Mm,
life. Like I started tripping. I was laying there, and the next thing you know, it felt like I started seeing them different colors. And then it was like you ever see Willy Wonka
yeah.
or Charlie and the Chocolate
Oh.
Factory
Yeah.
when they
I know what
go
you're
down
talking
that
about.
tunnel and
Yes.
what's his name? I forgot his name. Gene something. He's
Gene Wilder.
when they're going through that and all those lights and shit, that's kind of almost how it felt, just not as intense. Like the
Mm,
lights, and it was almost a tunnel. And then I realized like it seemed like it was like faces that was trying to break through the sides of the walls. And I
mhm.
got scared to open my eyes. And after that, I couldn't get it back. I went back to the float tank like two more times after that and never experienced that feeling again. But that one time was like you get scared. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did I fall
Damn.
asleep? Was I dreaming?
Okay. Damn. I
Yeah,
definitely
so
wanna try this shit, bro.
not condoning the use of drugs at all, but I would definitely if
I
I ever
nah,
float
no.
again, I might take a trip someplace where drugs is legal. Let's go to Oregon, man. Fuck it. Go to
Nah.
Oregon, go
Oh
do some
my
drugs and go
god.
float, man.
You know what? I wanna do a fucking research department. I wanna know, since they legalized all drugs in Oregon, what has been, like, the crime rate? What's been the crime rate over there? That's what I wanna know. Because
I
think about it,
mean,
maybe they're onto something. It's clearly an experiment.
yeah, absolutely.
Because out of
Absolutely.
all states, they
But
chose Oregon. You know what I'm saying?
and I'm sure that, because drugs are legal, overdoses have probably dropped.
Mhm.
It's kind of like once as a kid, alcohol is so amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like you before you're able to drink, like before you can legally drink, it's like, oh man, this is the coolest shit ever. But once you can legally drink, it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Mm. No, I got you. So, research department, they came up with some great information. So, based on a chart, right? Oregon is number 36, of course, out of the 50 states that have violent crimes percentage. So, the percentage is like 291 for every 100,000 people. That's how many crimes get reported that, in their
Mhm.
state. So, that's not entirely bad, right? Since the legalization of um, narcotics in that state. That's pretty fucking interesting. I wonder what the fucking overdose rate is too.
I'm sure once you legalize things, when you can tax it,
Mhm.
your state is gonna make more money off of it. You can now regulate it, so you can make sure that you're putting out clean product, ain't nothing getting cut with no fentanyl, trying to get stretched. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like it has like actual standards, so I'm sure that the drugs are safer to use. They probably have drug stations. That way you don't have to leave your tools, when you talk about needles and shit like that. You can't just drop them all over. I'm sure they got like disposal bins. Like, I'm not saying it should be the way of the world, but they might be onto something.
Yeah, I think so.
They
Mm.
I saw some shit in the works here in Pennsylvania. They trying to do something like I feel like Pennsylvania is too much of a conservative state for that. That we still ain't got legal marijuana yet. Like, come on, man. Let's get with the times, guys. Let's get with the times.
I agree. At this point, I mean, I was driving over here. I was like, yo, legalize. They should just legalize marijuana, man, federally, and just that's it. Be done with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like, man, it's safer than cigarettes. I can tell you that. It's not as addictive as cigarettes.
Mm.
It's definitely safer than alcohol.
Absolutely.
You know, at least I still got
Absolutely.
my P's and Q's if I'm high. Like if I'm drunk, I could be all over the goddamn place.
It's true.
You know who you gonna get?
More violent incidents happens with alcohol than anything else.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So I completely agree, man.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say, one drug that we haven't talked about at all for real,
What's that?
cocaine.
We talk about cocaine, bro. Not extensively though. Not extensively. But let's go. We
We
here now. So,
we mentioned crack for a little bit, but cocaine. You
white girl.
yeah,
Oh
white
God.
bitch.
Yo.
How you feel about coke, man?
I mean, Coke, listen, Coke is Coke, right? They got this new trend in fucking in DR, people making like these faces like they're on Coke. It's kind of crazy as they're dancing. Like it's just people saying it's Zans and other shit, but like Coke to me, man. Listen, it's a rich man's drug, right? Coke gives you that nice little boost, makes you feel invincible. Shit, damn near are invincible. But like I said, it's a hell of a drug, man. It's a hell of a drug. Watching that Rick James documentary, I really see what the
Sell
extensive
my
damage.
motherfucking records. I fucking love Rick James. Cocaine is definitely a hell of
Yes,
a drug, man. Definitely a hell of
yes,
a drug. And
man.
that's legal in Oregon now too. But going down to what is it, Columbia? Where that's the is that
Coke,
the
yeah, most of it, yes.
and it's completely legal down there too, right?
Nah, it's not legal in Colombia. Not that I know
What?
of. No, who said that?
I was thinking
Research
because
department.
cocaine was the largest export from fucking Colombia, second to coffee beans. I was thinking that
Mhm.
it was fucking legal down there.
No, no, not at all.
Where is cocaine legal? Let's see what my FBI agent thinks about this.
So
Researching this shit.
research department, right? Uh, though the country decriminalized cocaine possession, the use rate in Colombia is less than half of that of the United States. Rather than Eki out of living by selling cocaine for a few dollars per gram domestically, most manufacturers send their products to more affluent countries where the demand is much higher. So they decriminalized it, but that's it. It's not legal.
Bolivia, it's legal.
Hmm.
In Canada, it's medically legal.
Damn, how do you get cocaine medically legal?
I don't fucking know. What does it
That's what I need
solve
to
with?
know.
What does that shit help you with? Yeah, I'm just saying maybe if you got like narcolepsy or some shit to keep you
Yeah,
awake.
maybe you low vibrations, man. You know what? You need some coke. Doctor prescribe you some coke, man. Here we go. Wake you up. A little pick me up.
What symptoms leads to that diagnosis? You know what I'm saying? Like why is cocaine? But again, cocaine is, it numbs you up,
Hmm.
you know. Like you said, you feel invincible on that. Not really a cocaine user,
Hmm.
but I feel like this episode is gonna have to get scrapped because this is all incriminating shit. Like
Why? We're not saying that that's incriminating. We're legitimately talking about our experiences, bro, and what it does. That's it. There's
No, you're
nothing
right.
incriminating about this. Nah, hell no.
Yeah, nothing incriminating about this shit at all. Anyways, yeah, cocaine, baby. So,
Yo, you fucking, you're stupid, bro. Oh my god, you're stupid. Oh my god. Listen,
but
listen.
so just talking about cocaine. Cocaine shaped an entire generation. Cocaine was the drug of
Exactly.
the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit.
Yes.
Without cocaine, we would not have.
Crack.
Oh, I wouldn't go say crack. That's such a horrible thing. I was thinking like awesome music. You know what I'm saying? We would
But yeah,
fucking Studio 54 wouldn't exist without cocaine. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
It's
listen. Honestly, bro, when you really think about it, without drugs, we would not be where we are today. As
hell
a
no.
society, we would not be as advanced as we are today. It sounds crazy, but drugs have shaped this fucking planet. And
And
that's
the
the
only
truth.
reason why I feel so strongly about the legalization of drugs is because it's your body. It's your body. Whatever you want to put in your body is your fucking problem. If you wanted to, bleach is completely fucking legal right now. If you want to kill yourself, you drink some bleach, nigga. Like that's on you. We gonna outlaw bleach now. You know what
It's
I'm
true.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it's alcohol. You can drink yourself to death. I've never heard of anybody smoking themselves to death.
Smoking what to themselves to death?
Weed.
Oh, okay. No, no, I have never heard that either.
You know, it's like it's and you take too many mushrooms, you could have a whole mental breakdown. But it's not because of the the drug, it's because of your body handling the drug. You know what I'm saying? You mentally, you can't come back from that. Once you pull them curtains back, it ain't no going back.
It's true. Nah, and I think I mean, listen, I'm all for the right, the give us the inherent right to decide because that's what it really is. Like they're deciding for us that it's so dangerous, you don't get to. But meanwhile,
Hmm.
back in the early fucking 1800s, these niggas was putting it in gum, they were putting it in soda, they was doing
Hmm.
cocaine on the regular. You know what I'm saying? They had cocaine in gum form, bro. Cowboys,
That's lit.
1893. That's not that long ago when you really think about it.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? So it served a purpose. It was a pick me upper. Don't get me wrong, it was a pick me upper, but it's that addiction aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? But I think you're right. I agree to the point that we should just have a choice. Drugs shaped this whole world, man. And without drugs, I don't think we'd be where we want to be today or where we could be because the access and power that certain drugs allows us, right? It doesn't
Hmm.
deserve the stigma that it gets. It's the misappropriation of it, misuse of it, which causes that. That's
And
all.
or the fact that you can't regulate it, you can't control it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you make marijuana legal, anybody could grow a marijuana plant. You know what I'm saying? You could grow that shit right in your house. If you make cocaine legal, I feel like
Yeah,
you got to have
get the
different type.
leaves and shit, but yeah.
But it's I think that's the big thing is why drugs aren't legal right now, and that's the reason why moon. If you bootlegging moonshine, if you're making your own
Mhm.
moonshine, that's still illegal.
You know what I was gonna tell you? I think honestly, bro, the reason why it's not legal is because it's hard for them to try to, monetize off of it. That's the truth. Let's call
Hmm.
a spade a spade. It's hard for them to monetize off of it. Everything's about money. You know, you said it yourself. Everything's about the dollar. Everything moves. So unless people are getting a profit out of it, they don't want to hear that shit. They want to make money off of it. But think about it. You know how hard it'd be to fucking keep up with the cocaine industry, the cannabis industry, the fucking heroin industry. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much. It's so hard for them to keep up with it. It's like fuck it. We can't allow them. We can't allow them to do what they want. And another thing is misuse of it is definitely going to affect society. That's another thing too. But
Absolutely.
you come on, if you want heroin, you think you're gonna go to work on time and actually do your job diligently? I mean, I know there's some functioning alcoholics and there's some potheads out there, but
But a
my thing is
functioning
like,
heroin addict? I don't know, man.
you ever see that chick making a sandwich at Subway and Shorty's
Yeah, she
falling
was
asleep?
asleep. Her hat in the sandwich. Yeah. You could definitely be a functioning cokehead though. That could definitely
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, you can
You'd probably be more
absolutely.
productive than you. Man, your numbers have grown exponentially. You had 1,000% margin increase. Like, yeah, baby,
What are you doing?
I'm just riding white pony, baby. Hey, sell my motherfucking records. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, oh my god, yo. Okay, we gotta tell this story real quick, bro. Because for those who do not know, I'm telling you that shit was funny because I'm happy you put me onto that documentary. Right? There's a Rick
Yeah.
James documentary out there,
So
and
Showtime.
It's on Showtime now. Yeah, it used to be on Hulu. Just gotta look it up. Long story short, though, he was almost towards the end of his career, or right before he started moving on to strictly producing, and he was making more money on tour than he was actually selling albums. Right? He made $40 million on tour, and he only made about what a
I don't know
million
the numbers.
dollars. Yeah, he
Yeah, I
made a
don't know the
million. So
numbers.
yeah. So it was $1 million that he made for selling a record, right? For selling his album. So he comes to collect his check, and the guy's like, "Okay, give him his $1 million." So as he's walking out, he stops. He turns around and he's like, I made fucking $40 million on tour, and you motherfuckers only cut me a check for $1 million to sell my records, for my records being sold. So he cleans the guy's desk. He wipes the motherfucker's desk off,
Knocks
knocks
everything off the
everything
desk.
everything off the desk. He
Jumps
takes
on the
out
desk.
coke, taps the coke on the desk, makes a line, snorts the fucking coke, jumps on the table. Right, this man is like he's sitting in his chair. He sits back like what the fuck? Pulls his dick out, right, and is shaking his shit in his face, gyrating in his face, saying, "Sell my motherfucking records." That was the end of that was the end of Rick James, bro.
And then he hopped off the table, put his dick away, and walked out the room as only Rick James
Bro,
could. That
oh
shit
my
there,
god,
like
oh my god.
I fucking love Rick James, man.
I
I
love Rick
mean,
James, man. I
cause
honestly,
soup,
after,
like,
uh, that's some gangster shit, bro. That is the most gangster shit I've ever heard someone do on cocaine. On
sell my
cocaine.
motherfucking records.
Yes.
But that's the shit that comes with, and I think that's another reason why they won't legalize drugs is because they are really afraid as to what is that going to bring out of the population. What is that going to bring out of people? You know what I'm saying? They think that these drugs are going to open you up to the worst possible you. And
Mm-hmm.
it might open you up to the best possible you. We won't know. Nobody knows until
It's
these
true.
drugs is legal.
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I mean, hey, trial by fire, right?
Yep, fucking right.
No
I
pun
said, just
intended.
how about we just make it legal, and then if shit go bad, we can make it illegal again. But let's just try it out.
It's true.
I
I
think
agree.
that's why I think Oregon is ground zero. You know what I'm saying? That's patient X. So hopefully they get their shit together, man.
Yeah, I'm cool for cocaine being legal, man. I'm
Me
down.
too.
I mean, they're gonna have to lower the price a little bit, but I'm cool for cocaine being legal.
I'm about to say
Fuck
I'm
around
cool
with it
with
for a little bit.
everything being legal, man. I'm cool with everything being legal. Pick your poison, bitch. Whatever you want to try, it's up to you. It's your problem. Your cross to bear.
I
You've been
mean, shit.
addicted.
While
This is on you.
while we on the topic of legalizing drugs, what about sex workers?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I definitely feel like sex workers prostitution should be legal completely because then, it'll be safer. You
Mm-hmm.
can regulate that. You can come up with unions. You ain't got to worry about nobody getting abused.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to worry about sex trafficking at that point.
Yep.
You know, it it, it
Healthy testing, free
it
testing.
it solves more of a problem than the it being a criminal activity creates. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You taking a hold of an industry at that point. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be legal. Shit, it's damn near practically legal already, with OnlyFans and porn. The worst shit is you could go and get a massage, no problem. You go to a massage parlor, get butt ass naked. They could touch every part of you, but Lord forbid they touch your dick.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I just know that it would solve more. It would solve more than what we're doing now. The this because people have to do it in such a manner. It's unsafe. But the thing is, like, my biggest thing is like protecting them in regards to like catching stuff, spreading stuff,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. That
It's
is the
about
way
the
you gotta,
health, the
yeah,
health
the health
concerns.
aspect of it. Yeah. I mean,
But I'm also thinking,
mhm,
like, what can of worms does that open up now? You know what I'm saying? Because
mhm.
if you legalize sex work, you know, are you also legalizing fetish work too? You know what I'm saying? Because now you can open up a whole new industry. You go
When you
someplace
say
and just
fetish
get
work, what you mean?
you could just go someplace and get a foot job. You know what I'm saying? Or you can go someplace and just see furries. You can get some furry sex work going on. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like all kind of crazy shit opens up. You go to a BDSM parlor, get chained up and whipped.
But
You
it's
know,
all done and regulated.
it's all done legally.
Yeah, it's all done and regulated. I mean, that's the whole point. The whole point. Remember, we talked about this last episode about cutting corners and doing things right. You know what
The
I'm saying?
right way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's regulated, and you have a system in place to ensure safety, that's paramount, right? Hey, and maybe if you want to go to listen, you know what? You want to fuck around with prostitutes? We can't even call them that. We'll call them just workers, right? Sex workers. If you want to dabble in sex work, maybe they can have something in place where you have to go and be tested, right? At the clinic. Wait, which is the only thing you can't determine is like HIV within that certain amount of time. You have to wait for that. But if they have like labs on station, right, to make sure people are safe or they're not going to pass you anything, shit, so be it. I mean, they also have okay, another thing they have, I don't know if you know about this though, when it comes to HIV/AIDS, they have medication that you could take, like pre-HIV medications. So if you're taking this certain medication, these pills, they prevent you from catching it. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, they have that. So if you have sex workers taking that and then they have a testing site on station, hey man, fair game, let's go. I mean, there's
I'm
so many different ways we can go about this.
I'm just thinking about the training aspect of this shit. Like, or
Say,
the commercials that could come out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on down to Harry's whole house. You need a blowjob, and we got plenty of them. Look at this pretty mouth here. Like, it's just, that the
open.
commercials that could come out of this shit would be fucking
Oh,
hilarious. You know?
oh my,
We're
oh my
missing
god,
out on such a great.
bro. Some people say this is evil. Some people say this is wicked. This is sin. But listen, prostitution. I said it on this show before. Prostitution is the oldest profession.
Talk to him.
Hands the fuck down. It's before the oldest profession, bro. Seriously. So, hey man, call a spade, you know, and in many places prostitution is legal and they don't have these issues. But for some reason, man, we still here.
Well, this is America.
This is America. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Whew.
these
But we
bastards.
bounced on drugs, cigarettes, cocaine. We didn't talk about heroin, and I'm good off that too.
Yeah,
Heroin, but
I'm cool on the heroin. But
yeah, yeah,
but
man.
as bouncing around, we that shows you how much shit could be covered in drugs. Because sex could definitely be a drug.
Yes,
You can get
yes.
addicted to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Busting a nut
Mhm.
can be quite addictive.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ever go through nut withdrawal? Goddamn, motherfucker.
Oh
God
man.
damn. I'm talking about balls
Whew.
swollen. Like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I need to empty these
Bro,
shits.
bro. It's it's depressing. It's fucking depressing. That shit it fucks with your strength too. It
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 do.
puts you in a whole different mood. That's why they say no sex before a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Take your
Fucking
legs.
unleash the beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to
Yeah, man.
keep that testosterone and that got to keep that nut built up. You know what I'm saying? That
Yep.
should give you extra aggression. Keep you hard.
Oh my god. Anyway, moving
Yeah,
on, man. Moving on.
this is
Listen,
it, man. This is
yeah,
it. Let's go
this
ahead
was a
and cut
yeah,
this shit.
yeah. This is a good episode, man. We appreciate you guys for coming back in, tuning and kicking it with us. Listen, uh, we're gonna end this on a high note. No pun intended, right?
Oh,
Hey,
look at
if you
you.
out there, if you out there wanting to experiment, man, I mean, do it safely. If you're gonna do something, you want to try something that you know, you want to scratch that itch, just do it safely, man. Do it to the best of your ability, safely. That's the biggest thing. Doing shit safely. I mean, there's some things people shouldn't fuck with, like heroin, you know what I'm saying, or the crack, shit like that. Because it's super, super addictive. But if you want to try DMT, ayahuasca, or fuck with psychedelics, psychedelics has been proven, right, to help with depression, has been proven to help with anxiety. Psychedelics has this is a fact. They're actually trying to incorporate psychedelics into society to where it can help people with these mental health problems. This is a fact.
Hmm.
I was actually
Instead of
working with a
drugging them
group,
up. Yeah.
yeah, instead of drugging them up and putting them on all these other narcotics that have side effects, is definitely they saying that that shit can cure depression, bro. Suicide.
Mm.
That's a fact. I was working with a company that was, you know, that was saying that. So, hey man, you know, if you want to try these things or you're interested in these things, do your research and try it safely. You never know. If you're going through a hard time, maybe that's what you need. The answer has been taken from us and they won't let us get it back for a reason.
Mm.
Think about that.
Forbidden
Let that
knowledge,
one.
Flair.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, like I said, we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to us. You know, we love you guys, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't have Say It How You Feel.
Facts.
Hmm.
So we appreciate y'all. I'm Mo.
I'm Say.
This was Say It How You Feel. Say yes to drugs. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Peace.